Buying a brand new truck versus buying an old truck, which one is better for you? I separated this video in two parts. First part talks about owner operators who want to buy a brand new truck for themselves, and the second part talks about your fleet, if you're buying a brand new truck or a used truck for your fleet. Let's start with owner operators first. So let's start with pros when it comes to buying a brand new truck. First thing is that the brand new truck usually rides better. It's less noisy, it's more comfortable, everything is brand new, so you feel like you're at home. The second thing is less worries. You don't worry about this thing constantly breaking down on the road, and you can concentrate on driving, so it gives you a peace of mind. This truck looks better. It just looks better when you go to a pickup. When you go to a shop, wherever you go, when you're driving down the road, it means that you are representing your company in a better way. Next thing is less maintenance. There's, of course, way less maintenance on a brand new truck than as opposed to having a used truck. In a brand new truck, things will not break right away. At least they shouldn't. It does happen, but they shouldn't. If something happens, it's usually covered by the warranty in the beginning. So you have less worries and less maintenance in first couple of years, first 200,000 miles. Ideally, it should be worry-free until you get to around 3 to 500,000 miles. But I've seen that a lot can happen even at such low mileage. Next thing that works in your favor when it comes to having a brand new truck, it usually means that you can pick up some loads that others cannot. Sometimes the brokers will ask for a truck that's less than 10 years old. Sometimes if you're leasing on to a company, they have certain age limits on trucks. And then with some states, it's getting harder and harder to get into the state, especially with California. So with a brand new truck, you'll be all set to go wherever you want in United States and do all kinds of loads, including auto industry and some specific loads that require certain age of the truck. And one more thing is that DOT does not usually look at you when you're driving down the road. We're pulling into the weigh station. They give you a pass usually because they see that you have a brand new truck. Hopefully it's clean. And they just don't look at you and your truck as much as they look at other trucks. Now let's talk about cons with having a brand new truck. So first thing is that the newer the trucks, the more expensive they get to maintain. Of course, you will have warranty in most cases in first year or so, but after that's finished, or if the warranty doesn't cover something for some reason, then you will get stuck with a big bill to pay. And these bills are 2 or 3 or 4 times as much as they used to be on older trucks. With the new technology, everything is electronic and it's hard to get those parts, and they just price them so much that it's impossible not to go broke if something bad happens on a brand new truck and the warranty does not cover it. The next thing that I don't like about brand new trucks is that at least in the beginning, you usually have to go to the dealer. For example, if you have a Volvo truck, you usually have to go to a dealer, to a Volvo dealer, in order to get that thing repaired, especially if it's under warranty. If it's under warranty, usually they want themselves to do it, and you are just going to be stuck there for a long time and waiting for them to do it, and then you're going to have to fight for the warranty. But let's talk about that in next few things here. So dealing with warranty can be stressful. You usually get first year nowadays. It's not bumper to bumper, but most things are covered in the first year, but they can still fight you for that. And then as the time passes, something is covered for 2 years, something is for 3, 5. It depends on the brand name and on the deal you got, or if you bought extra warranty. But usually the factory warranty expires after a year or 2, and then even when you go to a dealer, they have to confirm that a certain thing is covered. For example, in my own truck, my own Volvo, that had less than 100,000 miles on it, and it was younger than a year, a dealer in Montana said that the EGR valve is not covered, and it was way over there, and I had no choice. The repair was over $5,000 for an EGR valve. Can you believe that? And they just wouldn't cover it. And then I fought them for 2 months. I called directly Volvo, and they said yes, it should have been covered. I called them, and finally they reimbursed the money. But had I not fought, they would not have given it to me. And like I said before, these expenses, these repairs are very expensive. So whatever goes bad on that brand new truck, after the warranty expires, or if they don't want to cover it, expect to pay a lot of money for that. Next thing is, not everyone can fix it. If you go to a regular shop down the road, or the truck breaks down somewhere in the middle of nowhere and there are no dealers around, then most likely they will not mess with it, especially if it's an electronic issue, transmission issue, DEF issue, the after treatment issue, anything complicated like that, even some things with the engine, they will not even touch it. You have to go to a dealer, as opposed to older trucks where literally anyone can fix anything. Expect long down times if you are in a brand new truck and something breaks down, even if it's covered under warranty. The dealers or these big shops are very busy, and there is a shortage of parts, and then they can say, hey, you know, we can't have that part. We will not order it for you if it's in our competitor's warehouse, which doesn't make sense. But it will be hard to get parts. It will be hard to get them to work on it, so you can expect long waiting times. Next thing is, these trucks are very expensive. Even used trucks right now are more expensive than they used to be, but brand new trucks are really expensive, anywhere from $150,000 to $200,000 or more, and I'm talking about semi trucks here specifically. Now, in that case, you can expect a high payment. Usually, the rule of thumb is for the whole amount that you're financing. So every $1,000 that you're financing, you will be paying $20 a month. So, for example, if your car or your truck is $10,000 and you finance $10,000, so each 1,000 times 20, so 10 times 20, your payment will be $200. And that's for 5 years. If your truck is $100,000, and you multiply 100 by 20, then your payment will be $2,000, okay? Then, if you go higher, you get my point. But usually, these trucks are financed nowadays for 6 or 7 years because they are so expensive. Some people will put some money down. Some people have that much money laying around and they will pay cash. But expect that you will have a payment between $2,000 and $3,000 every month. And it doesn't matter if the markets are bad, if there is no work, or if you're taking vacation, you're sick, you have to pay that payment. Just keep that in mind. That's a lot of money. And the next thing, with that truck being of a high value, that means your insurance will be much higher. Your physical insurance, I'm talking about that. Liability and cargo usually don't have anything to do with the value of the truck, but the physical slash bobtail insurance will be much higher. And usually the insurance companies will charge you 5% of the value for a whole year. Okay, for example, if your truck is worth $100,000, usually your physical insurance will be around $5,000 a year. If your truck is worth $200,000, then your insurance is probably going to be around $10,000 a year. Okay, and that's a lot of money, as opposed to if you had a truck that's $50,000, then your insurance would be only $2,500 a year. That's a big difference when it comes to insurance. The next thing that I don't like about these brand new trucks that are coming nowadays in the last year or couple of years is that they're putting in bad quality parts. As we all know, there's a shortage of parts, or so they tell us. and there is a shortage of chips, and they scramble to just put those trucks together any way they can, and they even admitted that it's hard for them, and you can read it in newspapers, you can see it online, and I have experienced that firsthand with my own trucks and with someone else's brand new trucks. I've been talking to friends of mine. They all have same problems. The truck comes out of factory, something breaks down, something simple. There is this noise, there is that noise, this falls off, this part is bad, they have to replace it. It just keeps adding up, and they are putting bad parts in these trucks, and they are low quality. So you gotta keep that in mind. Another thing is that usually they have same fuel consumption, and that's really terrible. When these trucks started coming out, brand new trucks with after treatment and DEF fluid, they were advertising it as, hey, these trucks can do more miles per gallon. They can do 10 miles per gallon as opposed to what usually trucks do, around 6 miles per gallon. But it's not true. It all depends on the driver you have. A good driver that saves on fuel will have probably a similar consumption no matter if they drive a thing that's 10 years old or 15 years old or brand new. But if you have a driver that keeps pushing that gas, then the consumption will be the same. So it doesn't matter if you have a brand new truck or not, the fuel consumption is usually the same. And then, of course, the DEF system, the after treatment system, it still hasn't been fixed. It's still bad. These trucks still break down. You have to deal with that, and it's a headache. So if you have an older truck that's 2006 or older, then you don't have to deal with that. There is this one series that came out after 2008 and between 2008 and 2013 or 14 or so that were especially bad, but they still haven't fixed it. Now, when it comes to owning one of these trucks, it depends a lot whether you're an owner-operator, you're driving that truck yourself, or you have a company driver, the truck is going to be in the fleet. If you're an owner-operator and you drive short distances, you're always local or regional or close to your home, right now, in my opinion, it's better to go with a used truck due to a number of these reasons. As you can see in my list here, I had more cons about these new trucks than pros. So I actually like a good used truck. If you can find something that was driven by an owner operator that was taken care of, then I would suggest, if you're staying local or regional where you can get home if something happens with the truck, I would suggest to right now to have a used truck, a good used truck, and something around 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 miles will do. If you go over that, then you can expect this thing to break a lot, and you don't want that. So find something in the middle like that. Due to many reasons, it will be easier to fix on the road. It will be easier to fix at home. If you are giving out cash, it will cost a lot less money, like probably 3 times less. Also, if you're financing, your payment will be less, and other things, as I mentioned before. If you're an owner-operator who wants to run, go all over the states, stay out for a few weeks, for a few months, or if you're running as a team, then I would suggest a brand new truck, because you will be driving a lot of miles, and with an older truck, with a used truck, that thing is not going to be reliable as the brand new truck. So I would suggest in that case that you go with a brand new truck. And finally, if you are putting this in your fleet and you're planning to have a company driver drive the truck, I would suggest that you go with a brand new truck. If you have a runner that's going to go all over the country, that's if you have a team, or if they want to stay out for a few weeks on the road, then I would suggest having a brand new truck. If you have a guy like I do, a good driver that knows how to appreciate and take care of used trucks, and they're staying regional, then I would suggest you go with a used truck. Okay, so those are my thoughts on that. And then also it will be much easier to attract new drivers if you have a brand new truck. A lot of drivers nowadays, they will not even look at an old truck, at a beat up truck. And a lot of younger people are entering the industry, and these old trucks are not attractive to them. And then also a lot of new drivers don't know how to drive a stick shift. A lot of them want automatic, and most of these new trucks are automatic, and that's why they're attractive to them. Hopefully this video helped you. If you have any comments, or if I said something wrong in this video, I welcome you to make a comment in this video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Come back for more. My name is Enis. This is Never Stop Trucking.